Hey guys, here at Simmons Sporting Goods in Bastrop, Louisiana, and inside this store is where the sexiest bow on the planet lives. All right guys, we inside Simmons, 70,000 square feet of hunting heaven. This is the bow department over here. But yeah, Simmons has got some stuff. Crossbows, bows, broadheads, all kinds of stuff. Releases, sights, quivers, stabilizers, all kinds. And this is a bow department. Got all kinds of inserts, every kind of area you want. All right, guys, let me introduce you to the sexiest bow on the planet. Right here, PSE. What is this, Mach 30?
This is the Mach 30 DS.
DS. What's DS stand for, you know?
Draw stability.
Draw stability, that's right.
Yeah, and it does come into play some. So a lot of times on these air shells back here, you got this tall flange back here. So when you're at full draw, when you go try to torque the bow, it's going to hit this shelf right here. Help you stabilize.
It's almost anti-torquing.
In a sense, yeah.
So that brings me to, bam. We got an overdraw on this bow, which you don't see
Rarely.
Rarely. I'm old school, so this is my first bow in 20 years. My first upright bow. I've been shooting a crossbow. I've been in the crossbow game for the last 20 years. So this is my first attempt at an upright bow in 20 years, and I'm old school. I used to shoot overdraw. I like overdraw. I like the benefits of an overdraw. Gives me more FOC, makes my arrow stiffer, and I can shoot lighter poundage and get better speed. So that's what I've always liked. So that I chose to put an overdraw on it. So.
It's kind of old school meets new school.
Right. And what did you say? So with the overdraw, what my arrow wound up being?
Your overall
like
arrow length, yeah, carbon to carbon is 23 and 5/8 at like, what I say, 383?
383 grains. So 383 grains, that's with the tip.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's with the tip in it. So 383 grains. I know that's not range very heavy, but
here's the deal. That's 383 grains at 23 and 5/8 carbon to carbon cut at a 17.9% FOC though.
Yeah. 17.9 FOC.
Without breaking 400 grains.
I like those numbers.
Oh yeah.
And speed wise, with a 60 pound, we got 70 pound limb, but we only got it at 60 pounds for my old shoulder to be.
Yeah, 60 pounds. I mean, he's clearing 287. That's not shabby with, like I said,
287 feet per second.
Right. Oh yeah, 287 feet per second, sub 400 grain arrow, which with that high FOC percentage, it's giving you so much more kinetic energy. Like I just figured up your numbers, and you're 70 foot-pounds of kinetic energy on less than a 24-inch arrow. That's pretty impressive, while staying less than 400 grains.
Yeah, so
that's key.
Guys that know bow numbers, I like those numbers. I'm not a huge bow guy. I'm like Sam. This is my first upright bow, so in 20 years, I shot a long time ago. So I've been in the crossbow game for a long time. So we're going to TAC tomorrow in Oklahoma. So this is finna be probably pretty embarrassing for me because I haven't shot past 60 yards in 20 years. So we finna find out.
You know, get a taste of it for sure.
Yeah, we're probably gonna lose a bunch of arrows, but that's okay.
Hey, I know where you can get some more.
That's right. But this, to me, now I love the color. This is the first time I've seen this camouflage pattern. I mean, don't anybody else make this, do they?
Cryptek's the only one that makes the Obscura, but I'm gonna be honest. This is my first bow in Cryptek Obscura. It's this BSC Mach 30. It's the first one I've ever seen in it.
It is
As
beautiful.
far as I know, it's the only one on the market right now. You know.
Beautiful. Sexiest bow on the planet. PSC. Pretty, sexy equipment. Woo! Point, shoot, eat.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
That's right. Perfect shot every time.
Yeah.
Precision shooting equipment. No. Call it what you want. I call it perfection.
Well, all right, so we put Garrett on a PSC Mach 30 DS. This is PSC's new short axle for the year. It is carbon and also the lightest carbon bow on the market. What he's running is he's running a Spot Hog Tommy Hog sight, Trophy Ridge Hex Light Quiver, which is really nice. Got the lighted hood, lights forwards and down your air shafts. And so Garrett is actually running PSC's new stabilizers. This is something that they just dropped this year. First time that PSC's done this in a very long time, and I actually like them. Every stabilizer's got orbital dampeners on the end zone, which takes any vibration in this bow out, which it rarely has any at all. But the most exciting thing probably about Garrett's bow here, dude, and it's this Hansky overdraw. So guys that shoot the Hanskys, they know that you naturally get about a ½ inch more, air distance or air clearance as far as cutting your air shorter with a Hansky over your QADs and most of your cable drivens. With that overdraw shelf, man, dude, it automatically added 1.5 inches to the back. And if you can look, he's, you still got pretty good amount of play that you can go back. And then on the flip side of this air arrest is maxed all the way to the front. I mean, that's a lot of adjustment that you can go backwards on a modern, limb-driven, good, precise air arrest. So, I mean, as far as, for your old school guys that like your overdraws and your limb shells, your air shells guys, like, dude, this thing is a game changer. It's the first time I really got to run one and work with one this much, and it's something that I'm definitely going to play with on a couple of my bows.
17% FOC.
Oh yeah, like I said, without breaking that 400 grain mark. I mean, I know that Ranch Fairy and all these big numbers are floating right now.
Well, 17% FOC ain't shabby.
No, it's not shabby at all. And like I said, I know most guys that are chasing that heavy era to get those numbers, but I would like to see some guys do more like things like this to be able to get those high percentage FOCs without gaining so much total air weight, while still maintaining the speeds that guys want.
We got a flat pin trajectory. I can run my Tommy Hog all the way down on the sight tape up to 100 yards, and my arrow's still clear with my top pin.
Right.
That means I still have 2 more pins past 100 yards to figure out where they hit.
And like I said, with all that being said, though, the main thing to focus on here is a 28-inch draw with 60 pounds. Being able to, first of all, launch an arrow 100 yards with a top pin is pretty impressive.
Right.
In itself. And I'll be honest, I'm yet to see a 60-pound bow come through that guys are being able to shoot 100 yards with a top pin, except for this one. And I'm going to say that it's going to be right here.
I think so
I'm not
too.
gonna lie. I think, and plus the FOC percentages and the light arrows.
Yeah.
To me, it's a no-brainer.
It's an interesting combination.
At least it's
I
something
think
to look into. Yeah.
By my math, if my math is mathing,
Absolutely. Maths like mine, it's at least worth looking at.
it should do pretty good. I'm mainly a hunter. We're gonna go
Right.
shoot,
absolutely.
have some fun at the Total Archery Challenge and stuff. I said, but this is my hunting
for
bow.
hunters, though. Yeah.
Yeah, this is my hunting bow, so I'm not gonna be shooting no deer at no 100 yards.
Oh,
And I got
absolutely not.
I got my 3-pin sight for my 20, 30, and 40 to be locked in, because I'm not shooting a deer past 40 yards anyway, unless it's just, nothing in the way, and I think, and he's calm enough, I think I can get a shot off that. Very rarely am I gonna shoot past 40 in a hunting situation, but this is gonna be, we're gonna try to test this out. I'm anxious to see what the 17%, 17.9.
You're pushing an 18.
That's almost 18% FOC.
You're pushing
I'm
18.
anxious to see what penetration is on that. I'm finna sling a
It's gonna be
G5 dead meat on the front of one of these things this year during hunting season, and we're gonna let her eat with 60-pound limbs and see what kind of carnage we can get on some flesh, and get some deer meat on the ground.
Hey, you can get it all done right here at Simmons, baby.
Yeah, Simmons Sporting Goods, y'all.
Mhm.
PSC. awesome, love it, sexiest bow on the planet. You can get them right here at Simmons Sporting Goods, Bastrop, Louisiana. Thanks to Simmons Sporting Goods and PSE Bows. Y'all go check them out. Always remember, you only get one ride on this rock. Make sure you know your final destination and try your best to live unlimited.